See this up. There we go. Had to change it. All right. Hear me? Well, hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? I hope you have had a good day so far. Um, I have been just kind of hanging out with the pups. Ouch, ouch. Chelsea, how are you, my love? Joe, can you hear me now? Mr. Level says, good. Okay, cool. And thank you, Joe, for being here. And hello there, SEC. How are you? How is everyone? Captain McNair, good to see you. Good to see everyone. Albs, nice to see you here. Magical Neb, good to see you. Thank you so much for the pink hands waving. You know how much I do love those. Soph and Joe, thank you so much for the lovely greeting and telling everybody to enjoy the flight. I appreciate that. Salami, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Oh, now you're not kidding this little Missy Moo. I have 2 yogurt covered pretzels left, and Salsa thinks that vet, did she get shots and checked out and all of that, but she got 2. So when she got home yesterday, she was not a happy camper whatsoever, and I can't really blame her. So she got a lot of special attention last night. Oh my gosh, there's survey here. Oh, please. Please. All right. At least I didn't go 10 minutes into the live without realizing it. At least that, at least I can tell, like when the little ring thingy, when it's not bouncing around, that means like, oh, you can't hear me. I actually notice these things. Hello, sweet girl. And I have Chalupa is laying up on a pillow. Nobody's in the fluffy blanket right now. I think that she just wants my yogurt over to the side. And you're not going to be able to get my lap either. Oh, you want this? You want this? There you go. That gives you something. She likes to get my scrunchies. So I gave her my scrunchie. Marty's son has been reaching out to you. He's really upset at Ash and wants to bring down all of ONPASSIVE. Now, I do want to say something, because earlier today, I did see Minnow or Minnow or, whatever, Tallywag, whatever she's called. I mean, whatever. And when I saw something, I heard her say the first product is going to be a survey tool. I mean, did I hear this correctly? I mean, I'm wrong that, world isn't already filled with plenty of survey tools that you can do a survey on, a Google product. Hey there, Violet, how are you? You can do it on a Microsoft product. I know over 20 years ago, you could use SurveyMonkey. I've used SurveyMonkey many times. I mean, and there's tons others. I mean, actually, I was just showing to my client something that you can use Padlet to take a survey. And this is something that it's not a whiz-bangy type survey, but, it wasn't intended to be a whiz-bangy type survey. I've even been collected surveys in, Smartsheet. I mean, there's like all kinds of things that you can use to collect people like me using Padlet. I mean, there's kinds of stuff out there. So I don't think the world needs another survey tool. And the fact that she seemed to be super excited about it, I'm like, girl, I mean, I'm sorry, girl, but like, you must have been living under a rock not to realize that, this is not something the world needs. I mean, am I the only one on this? I mean, Surely not. Because I know a lot of you people are in the world of tech, and the world doesn't need another survey tool. It's not like we are dying to have another one. Say, oh my gosh, that is so innovative, a survey tool. Why didn't somebody else think of that until now? We're going to be, I keep losing even this survey, and it was sent to me. And I do want to say it's hard for me to call it an actual survey because it's not something that I would call a formalized survey, especially, something that an organization would put out, because it's the design of it is really pretty pathetic, because the design is very leading. And the thing is when you do a survey, you're not trying to lead people to an answer. To an answer, which I find to be, of course, just bizarre. And hang on a second. So let me get this pulled up so I can actually read it somewhere. Hang on. It's going to give me a moment here. Because I wasn't going to do this, but now I just feel like I'm forced to do it because I'm yabbering about it. And it's one of those things I didn't want to talk about because it annoyed me. And being someone who has designed surveys to collect data, I actually try to, create them in such a way that I'm not getting people to give me the desired answer. 1999, right? But other survey tools are compliant with GDPR and other privacy regulations. Only Ash can sell something that disregards regulators around the globe. This is true. This is very true. Thank you for pointing that out, Monhan. I hope you're doing well, sweetheart. Good to see you. And I hope you have like some tea or something. I'm not sure what time it is where you are. I always get confused on all of that. Okay, so let me just read this to you guys. Because I know you've probably seen it, but let's just go ahead and go through it first before we go to the retro reaction, because the retro reaction ties into this. And I haven't looked at it in a very long time, but I do know it ties into this, and I'm probably going to get very annoyed, as are you. So, imagine this road trip with a group of people you truly care about. You've all been traveling toward a destination that matters, one that promises to change lives when you arrive. Now, I completely hate this analogy because I'm so goddamn sick and tired of hearing about them, traveling on a destination, like on a train or whatever the hell they're doing. It's so stupid. Like I said, we're nearly 7 years into this. This is just so aggravating. But along the way, the vehicle breaks down. Well, maybe the vehicle never actually worked to begin with. Maybe you all like hopped in and you were all, had blindfolds on and, had stuff over your ears. So you were just completely had no idea what you were doing. You discover it can be, I think, like, how long did it take you? Oh, have you ever anything from when you claimed that you were migrating and all of that? Because I don't think you ever got the code back to where it was, but you were trying to pretend like you did. But okay, never mind that. In fact, you realize the engine is seized and that quite possibly the vehicle may not be salvageable. Well, that's true. Okay. In terms of, the ONPASSIVE world. You're faced with an important decision. Do you cancel the trip altogether? Do you attempt to patch up the old vehicle knowing it might fail again? Or do you find a new, reliable vehicle to continue the journey and finally reach your destination? I love the way how he is peppering this in such a way or willingly be led to join something else. Because that's what all of this is. Hey, Salah, how are you doing? And how is it in Syria with Foodie? I just can't really believe that you're doing all that. Anyway, this survey is about that decision. We want to know how committed you are to the destination we've all been striving toward and how ready you are to keep moving forward with us. Now, is it just me or does this seem like he wants to know if you're loyal to him, loyal to Ash, and to whatever nonsense, he spews? Number 1, how committed are you to reaching our big, bold, beautiful shared dream? Oh gosh, that scared me because it's almost like the big, beautiful. Please go back to own reference if needed to answer honestly. Now, here's the thing. You shouldn't be answering this honestly because you know what? There's going to be a lot of people that ain't so committed to this. But if you just want to hang out and, watch this silliness from the inside, then you're going to say, oh, yeah. Okay. First choice, fully committed. I want to see this through. That's what you should pick. That's what he wants you to pick. And there's the middle one, somewhat committed. I'm still interested, but unsure. He doesn't care about people who are unsure. I mean, if you decide that you're unsure, you're out of here. He is not going to keep people around who are unsure. No. He wants the people who are like, yeah, I believe in you, Ash. I'll do anything. Number 3, I'm no longer committed. This journey isn't for me. And if you definitely choose that, you are out of here. You are ixnayed. Just like the way Marty was, kicked to the curb, you'll be kicked to the curb. Number 2, how long are you willing to stay committed to achieving this dream? Again, this is a trick question. 90 days, like 90 Day Fiance? No, you don't want to choose that because you're putting a time frame on that. You're making it time bound. You don't want to make this time bound. 180 days, that's also time bound. He doesn't want people to choose anything that's time bound. Or I'm with you no matter the time frame. That's what he wants you to choose. So again, if you just want to hang, even if you don't believe this, that's what you need to choose. You just need to know what to pick, sing out, and watch the train wreck. Number 3, to reach our destination, the vehicle we've been using may not be enough. Which best describes your view? Well, we know full well that, ONPASSIVE doesn't exist anymore because he told us. And there's not even a damn website. So we know all of this, right? Okay. So it says, the first one, I believe we need a new, stronger vehicle to get there. And yeah, ding, 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 ding. I think we can keep patching up the old one. Oh, no. You don't want to choose that one. No. This isn't about patching up anything. He wants you to be able to jump ship and change entirely. So you don't want to say that you're willing to patch it up. I'm not sure yet, but I'm open to exploring. That's what he wants. And then thank you for sharing your thoughts. Your input will help us shape the road ahead together. Now, what this is so that he knows who he can cut out, who he can dump, like yesterday's news. That's what this is. He wants to know, who can he keep, fooling? Who can he keep, pulling the wool over people's eyes? How many sheep does he have? because he's going to fleece you as long as he possibly can. And by fleecing, he may not be looking for, any type of an exchange of anything that, other than your time right now. But there will come a day. There will come a day. So this journey isn't over, and with your commitment, we can make sure and stronger than before. Submit survey. So, what you got to do is you got to just lie. You don't tell the man the truth when you don't believe in any of this shit, because you just want to hang out and see what the hell's going on. But I think that's hilarious that he's putting this out as if this is an actual survey. This is not how you design surveys. Changing days to years would be far more accurate. Heck, maybe decades or eras, right? Absolutely. And Violet's like, lifetimes. Queen says he's pruning. Absolutely. As many people as he can get rid of. He's got that weed whacker out, and he's like, zip. He's got that out, and he is like, yep, we are just. And if you think it's something else, that, oh gosh, I've got some swampland that's looking really good in Florida and Louisiana too, Oh my goodness. So we are going to be looking at a roundtable that is from 2022. So, 3 years ago. We're going back in time. So we're jumping into Marty McFly's, little vehicle and the DeLorean from Back to the Future. We're hopping in that. And then that's what we're doing. We're going to go back and we're going to look at this, because there's verbiage in here that will resonate with what's happening right now. And so for anybody who is still like, thing is on the up and up, I honestly do not know why you would. That's my opinion. Why anybody would is just beyond me. But that's me, I guess, when you're wearing rose-colored glasses, you just see it a lot differently. Monhun says that, not an English speaker, but shouldn't it pave the road or path and not shape the road? Only the best and the brightest. You are right about that. You are very right about that, my love. Okay, so I think I have it over here. Do I have it here? Well, apparently I didn't share my screen where I thought I shared my screen. Okay, so let me go. Okay. So we're gonna have to play that very fun game that's very popular. It's called Can You Hear Susie? Well, basically, can you hear the video? Just making sure that you can hear it. Okay. Yes. Can you hear it? Anyone? Can you hear it? And is that enough volume for you? Because I'm going to actually turn my machine up to make sure. Just let me know in the chat if you can hear anything. You wish you couldn't hear Susie. Oh, just a moment. Is the fact that all of these, hey Lamar, all of these alleged leaders who have been making these like little short videos about how I turned it up, Magical Nev, so hopefully it will be better when we get back to her. I turned it up. And if it's still not enough, I will turn it over there all the way up and we'll work with it. I find it so interesting how they're all going, this survey is really important. It's really exciting. It's really going to blah, 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 blah. I mean, what can I say? Charlie Brown's teacher, noise, noise, noise. Are they coming on and doing this? Is it because not enough people give a flying flip to complete this thing? Are people just ignoring it? Which I can totally understand if they are. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, are there just really not enough people who are actually, quote unquote, to use Ash's terms, which are engaged? Because honestly, I mean, what the hell is there to be engaged about anyway? Nothing has been going on for months, like nearly a year, really, a long ass time. So, but they're coming on, telling everybody how important this is and how excited they should be. Why should anybody be excited over a crappy survey? That, ooh, it just gets me wet. There's a survey. I mean, please. It's got to be one of the silliest things ever for people to be yabbering on about how excited they are over a stupid survey, because that's what this thing is, because it's not a realistic survey. All this is like, do you still believe in Ash? And are you still loyal to him? Or are you going to continue to believe whatever he spews out of his mouth and out of his butt? And if so, great. And if not, you know what? Exit stage left. That's pretty much it. Let's see. Lamar said, I think their viewership has dropped off bad. I think you're right. And Beth says, yeah, they're unavailable in the live stream, but I do have something that turns my volume super high. Okay, you're talking about your, okay. Let's see. Monhunt says, it says a lot that being able to answer 3 virtually meaningless questions is the most exciting thing for these people in over a year, right? Absolutely. It's like, good Lord, if this is what you guys are excited about, I mean, puppy, please. I mean, I mean, I'm sorry. I've had more exciting farts than this. Come on. And Beth says they also claim we'll be able to make surveys, but I didn't see that option when you took their 17th first product. Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. It's so stupid. And the fact that it's a survey tool. Oh my gosh. I mean, help me. Oh, Joe hasn't taken his. I think you're fine. I think you're fine that you haven't taken yours, I mean, but when you take it, just lie, Joe. I mean, that's the big thing. Just lie. That's what you do. Just lie. Right? It's like farting marshmallows. Absolutely. Okay, we're going to go back on over to little Miss Susie. Little Miss Susie Marshmallow. And let me know if this is louder, if this is better.
It is Monday, July.
Was that better for you guys? Oh, that was tasty. And tasty too. Anyone let me know. Thumbs up, do a dance, something, anything. I just want to make sure you guys can hear Miss Susie. All righty. Thank you. Thank you, Queen. Appreciate it. Thank you, Monhun. Thank you. Thank you. Crap. Now I got, hang on. Now I've got to go to something else because I somehow got to the wrong thing. So let's do this again. Went to the wrong thing. Now I dropped that. Okay. Now we're back. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. It would help if I shared my screen, wouldn't it? It would help if I did that. Okay. I want to ask you guys this. Why do they need so many goddamn panelists? Because back then they didn't have Jack. Why in the hell do they need so many damn panelists? I mean, other than what? To take up time? To make it seem like they had something when they didn't have Jack? That's just silly. You guys can't hear her? You can't hear her now. You are kidding me. Okay, hang on. Okay, let's try something. Let's try this again. I don't know why you can't hear her. I will see. Okay, do that. Brought her over here. Okay, now let's try.
So there's not a lot of distraction on the
Okay, did you hear anything then? I'm hoping so.
screen. We will do our best.
Do you hear her now? Do you hear her now? Do you hear her now? Anyone? Anyone? Do you hear her now? You can hear her now. Okay, thank you.
To pin the speaker, which will be starting with Ash Mufareh, our CEO. If you want to view it that way, you can go to view and instead of gallery, select speaker, and then the speaker will come up on the full screen for you. If you haven't already looked, go to ONPASSIVE.com. There is a fabulous brand new website that really popped out when I looked at it. And I know a lot of people agree with me. Wow, wow, wow. Another website. It's Monday, fun day. Thank you so much to Ash and to his tech team for providing that. Also, you have link 58 in my links that you can share so that people can learn more about the products of ONPASSIVE. What a fabulous job that is. Remember, no live streaming this webinar, no screenshots, no sharing publicly.
And how sad it is from going when they were excited about a link and excited about a website to like now they have no website and all they have to be excited about is perhaps this survey crap that's, you know, they've been teased with.
Julie, do you want to add anything before Ash joins us?
I think you have said a lot already, Susie. I think we are in a good time. Let's just get excited and just stay plugged in. I noticed that Emily hand was raised, and I think was the last hand.
Yep.
Susie,
I think we have time. We have time for Emily, I've been told. So
Yes.
Emily, if you would like to speak, unmute yourself. And then after that, Ash will most likely be joining us. Hi, Emily. How are you?
Hello, hi. This is Emily de Guzman from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Thank you for inviting me as one of the panelists here. I'm very grateful. I just want
Hey, what happened to Emily? Did we ever see her after this? Anyone? What happened to Emily?
I'm getting starstruck on all the leaders here. I've been always watching the webinars for almost 2 years, and I'm just always Alice, Bill, you are adding value to us as a founder, and thank you for being an example with patience and always giving information, good information for all of us as founder. And I'm very grateful to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Emily. Well said. Yes, there are so many people out there adding value. And as we know, ONPASSIVE is a value-driven business. You know, we are a relational business, not transactional, which there's a whole big difference in that. And that's how this has been structured. And it's a wonderful way to have a business as a relational business, adding so much value to all of us and very soon customers across the globe. I mean, just exciting times. Emily, you brought up a good point. We have a lot of new founders, and the way to get your information and stay informed is to stay engaged. Make sure you're logging into the back office. Look under updates under O Leaders. Look under upcoming webinars. Check things out. All the latest and greatest updates will be there. And then also, there's so many wonderful YouTube channels. Just to name a few: Marty, Chris, Red. They are on live almost every day.
And to hear about Marty. No longer a part of it, but boy, he sure is still pumping out things. Or something about Dale Carnegie. I mean, really, it's just like everything the man is pumping out is like, okay, are you just like really just trying to just beg forgiveness and it's just not working? It's like, you know, you really just need to kind of like move on. And he's like, not. You know, that person that is like, you know, not getting any attention from anybody, you know, not anything from the popular crowd, not like these people are popular, but you know what I mean here. That's like India's. That's the
60, which is a wonderful platform every Wednesday at noontime Eastern time. Sometimes Ash joins those, and sometimes the time and the day may change. So that's why you need to stay plugged in every day and informed about what information is coming out next, because you want to get that information from the right source. So I believe there he is. Ash, I missed you last week. How are you? It's so good to see your smiling face.
All right. Thank you, Susie. And thank you, everyone, for being here. I am exceptionally fired up today, and you may find out. Okay. Or you have to pull out the information from me because I'm limited to what I can say, but unrestricted to the passion and to dodging the information in an intelligent way. So if you're 75 days. My name is Al, and we have several thousand people from across the globe, winners and winners and winners. Let me ask you a question very quickly. All right. How many of you would be ready and excited to grab any desired lump sum amount of money right now and walk away and never bother with this thing called ONPASSIVE? How many of you? Put your hand up. So we have it in a bag. You take it, you walk away, but you never know what's happening to the land of ONPASSIVE.
Never.
Never.
How about a text? Is the chat open? So put your hand up or say yay if you would like to take your dream, your desired wealth or net worth, okay, walk away, but you have no clue, no impact, no association with ONPASSIVE. The years to
Negative.
come.
I'm going to turn on the chat for a bit.
Okay. And others might have a different view, but we never know. 1, 2, 5 guys. No, 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 no. So are you saying that you're more interested in the process, in the journey, all right, the mission, and being a part of that over, you're loyal over the exact lump sum US dollar?
There's no doubt about that.
So are you saying in a way, loyalty is more important than performance?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, Mr. Ash.
I was reading about a fellow from the Navy. He's a good Navy SEAL member. If you don't know, it's a very high tactical team here, elite, selected in the U.S. Military. And those people are not typical, not traditional. And they draw a chart for them about loyalty, and trust is far, far more important to the Navy SEAL for you to get in that inner circle than high performance. They would take you, or they would take a person, not you, I don't know if you're interested, somebody that is lower in performance, but high in trust and loyalty. And they might avoid someone that is really high in skill and performance, but low in trust. This journey with ONPASSIVE enabled us to be able to find those trustworthy Navy SEAL members.
Navy SEAL?
And I'm glad that I see a good number of them right now. They're
Navy members. And right, loyalty is more important than performance. Wow. Wow. You know I had this sped up, but is it just me, or does he seem to be a little bit overly excited? You know, like maybe he has some help somehow. It's just, he seems to be overly excited to me.
They are committed, and they in fact, some of them with high performance and in between, but mostly extremely committed to that. That's what we're looking for. So we can succeed if we have the trust, and
we need people who are committed. See, and I want to know that you're still committed.
The loyalty, the mindset, if we have the determination, okay, over the skill and the mechanics, that can be adjusted. We could acquire a new skill. We could train ourselves and all of that. The reason we are 100% successful in ONPASSIVE, because of I know
we're 100% successful in ONPASSIVE. Sir, how are you defining, success? Because it really seems like that it kind of like petered out. It really doesn't seem like, that there was no success. I mean, just call me crazy, but it just doesn't seem like, anything panned out.
Know how I put this up together. Very simple. What was the word that I said? Forecloser. My answer was exactly do or die, and I said we're gonna make it. I don't care how, I don't know how, but we're gonna make it. Do or die. When you have that perspective about anything, when you have that attitude about anything, I want to lose weight, okay? I want to have a new life. I want to get better. I want to do that. That's a talk, okay? And it might be a try. If you said, I'm going to try, I know you got nowhere to go, okay? If you say, I'm going to see what will happen, you're not relying on yourself. But if you tell me, I'm going to make it, I'm going to do it or die, it's a done deal, regardless of the mechanic. They might be slippery, they might be ugly, they might be muddy, ups and down, doesn't matter, but you have your eye on the target.
As long as you say do or die, you know, that means, oh yeah, now I'm going to believe in you. What a bunch of crap.
It never will change, okay? Should we have an ONPASSIVE? We are on it, we are at it, and we're done. Okay, when are we done? We have already paved the way. So we have the infrastructure, we have the foundation, the platform to get anything done. Now let's talk about the mechanics, because some levels of us will not get what I'm talking about, but I'm going to break it down to the, to the ground. All right, 4 years ago, I told you I will charge you $97. Let's talk like that, okay? Plain English. I said, I'll charge you $97 if you pledge to be loyal, positive, big thinker, and we're on a mission. I'll take care of the mechanics, of course, the logistics, and I will deliver a digital marketing platform to you that will be hands-free, automated. It will be ethical with high integrity. So it's a one application, one platform with multiple tools, all right? There's a difference between an application or a feature. So the pledge was ONPASSIVE, before we even knew the name, I knew it before you knew the name, will create an automated, complete, done for you platform that you could drive manual, or you could let it run on autopilot for you to promote, market an idea, a book, a business opportunity, a program, your choice, or take ONPASSIVE as your main business. Quickly after that, we realized that many have started thinking about ONPASSIVE being the primary business. In the beginning, we thought we were going to use it as a tool, as a supplement, as a force, as a to help us reach or build our primary. Quickly after on the mission, we recognized many of us had changed that perspective and made ONPASSIVE the primary business. Without going to the timeline and break it down in pieces, I'm going to go quickly, but fast forward. ONPASSIVE became many other avenues aside from being one platform with several features. We've added more independent product. We went to work and started to recruit, build teams, locations, entities, and so forth. And sometimes we had to train, equip our personnel to take care of those new creations, new technologies, and build them from the ground up, 100% from scratch, organically. In-house, different people. We still do that all the time. Change direction, do it or die. Not like, oh, it's over, well, okay. Do it or die. It's a done deal. Mentally, it's a done deal from day one. That's a bold attitude. You can win anything in life if you have that. But you have to want it enough. You have to be more passionate about that. Your trust, whether within yourself or the team, the Navy SEAL or the Navy is far more important than the skill. We'll find the skill, we'll find the resources, we'll cover that one way or another, we'll fix it. We can go back a step or two. But if you have the trusted and trusted team, or the trusted, human resources, the human power, the leaders, if you have that trust, it is unbelievably powerful. Nothing we cannot we can tell you. So if you're telling me those missions, so bigger as we start.
Did he just say that we can cure stuff? Did I just hear that we can cure stuff? And he just kind of like then moved right on. We can cure stuff. Wow. And what exactly have you cured? Because, you know, there's been a whole lot of nothing been going on for a really long time.
Thinking about OBLESS, we start thinking about AI and, you know, beyond that. So
OBLESS, which never happened, and, you know, nothing with your AI because it never really was there, ever worked because you didn't have it.
So the concept became unsimilar to what we've started in the beginning. It was a platform, you promote stuff with it, done. Revolution, it became a family, a movement, the connection, the bond. We just talked about any product, whether physical, digital, far bigger than any business transaction. There's nothing we put in our head that we cannot achieve. With that attitude, which came quickly after the start, because we realized we had the like-minded leaders, and that gave us the power, that gave us the courage to go even and raise the bar and continue doing that. Okay, because our passion about the overall success and value is far, far, far greater than any personal interest. And if you tell me you get the result today, close your eyes, you're gonna wake up anytime in the future and everything is done as you wish, I will tell you, hell no. Success is not a ceremony. The greater the marriage, okay? That's not the case. You could have a fancy, fabulous, memorable that will go break through like a viral wedding. Next day, they're in court for divorce. Or, you know, life is not so funny anymore. It's good to have sense of humor, by the way. And I can tell you why it's important, actually. I've never seen somebody with sense of humor that they're sad. You cannot be happy or laughing, smiling at the same time, depressed about anything. So make sure you always smile, okay? You can defeat anything with that bold smile and sense of humor. The F word is critical to our existence and our success. All right? Okay. So let's move on. So we did several applications. We crossed that stage and just having one platform, limitless, endless number of applications. And after artificial intelligence, machine learning, and then after that, even bigger, we started thinking about even bigger, broader, old ambitions. They were on the shelf or the back burner. We said, no, bring them now, or we're going to cook them now. Okay. And we went right away. You just get better. You gain confidence in the overall community and family, plus the ability, the resources that increases, then you dare to start something even bigger. All right. It doesn't take away the little things because it's a gradual process. You build on it, you compound on it. All right. Okay. So you don't take away the initial stuff. So that's still there. Okay. In other words, we've increased the value. Does that mean we still have $97 value for cost for the founder? Mean we need to give the founders additional values? They were never a dream before, not even an ambition. So $97, you get in a marketing, a digital marketing platform, okay, before the public. It was a structure that was announced, or conceptually, not final, but it was a conceptual pledge or, you know, proposal that did not last for a while. So the value have increased, the structure have completely, you know, we diminished.
You know, I was kind of wondering this myself because, yes, he does seem like he's everywhere all at once and yet nowhere. And has always seemed like he never does have a topic. I think that's part of the problem about keeping on a topic is like, but does he even have a topic? Because it's like he's so all over the place. You can't follow. People are enamored by him that he is like the second coming and just the most brilliant person in the world. And I have never heard someone who is truly very smart, not be able to communicate in the way that this man cannot communicate. I've actually heard very smart people be able to speak in a way that anybody is able to understand what they say. But this guy, all this read between the lines. I mean, imagine if you're always having to read between the lines of everybody, nothing would ever be clear anywhere. It's like, goodness. Dude.
What we've had in mind, or conceptually at least, it became a complete different game, complete different animal. And now the value has increased.
What value?
And we are
The value
in a stage where we just closed, days ago, just closed the founder position registration. No one will be able to come in at the $97 value. That means
Boy,
it has
they
increased.
lose out.
Hold a second. Okay. Hold on. Don't judge. Hear me out. Okay. Okay. So that means if I pay $97 million, I'll become a founder of ONPASSIVE. We just said we will not replace the process with any result. You give us the result, we will not skip. We're on track. The value has increased. But does it mean that
has, according to how are you measuring this? What value? Because you still don't have a product at this point. Not like you ever really did ever, but you know, you have nothing other than we closed the founders' positions. And how did that increase anything? Especially looking back. Did that do anything? I mean, were people just beating down, you know, the door like, I just got to get into ONPASSIVE now. I mean, I'll do anything to get into ONPASSIVE. I mean, they closed it, but surely, you know, I mean, they'll just let me in. No. Well, I mean, granted, people were selling founders' positions under the table and all of that. So, you know, like that went on. Oops.
Big game. Big relief.
Sorry, I was just trying to flip over to something else. I accidentally hit the wrong thing. So let me stop sharing that and go back. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. I hate that when I do that, but hey, you know, I'll get us back there.
to have a higher level of trust and conviction?
Were we past this? Because I'm not sure how far along we were. I wasn't looking at the time.
That's more important. I just told you the Navy's philosophy. If you want to accomplish something exceptional, you want to have an elite group, you've got to have high level of trust and loyalty. Much more important how much we will not have a better force than the ONPASSIVE force. If you cannot make it with ONPASSIVE, zero chance for you anywhere else. Like I said, if you're visible, if you're accessible, if you're reachable, if you are there, we know it's a done deal. You just have to make sure you take it in.
Can you guys still hear him? I just want to make sure you guys can still hear him. And I'm not sure if I went too far past or if I am like at about where we were. I'm sorry, I actually just got a weird message from someone. Oh. You can hear him. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Violet.
For you to get to where you want to go in a different platform other than ONPASSIVE, no chance. Now, what makes me think so? Because again, we go back to the 10, 90%, okay, which I have to question again and again and again.
What is
Now,
the 10,
if
90%?
we are able to give you the next 10%, this is what I know, that the 10%, assuming you know 10%, okay, I don't think so. Genuinely, I don't think you know 10%. It's not the size of the information.
Okay, this whole nonsense, when they would do this whole thing that, you know, 10% of something, that has always been something that has annoyed the fuck out of me. It's like a CEO is speaking and they're talking about the, you know, what their projection is for the next year. And they're like, but you only know 10% of what I know. Who in the hell is going to do that? In my opinion, someone who doesn't have anything, but they want to sound like they have something. So they're just going to randomly throw out, you know, this percentage so that they can fool people. That's what I'm going to say.
Is the concept, is the substance, is the spirit, is the core of that information. So the next 10%, it doesn't mean size, another 10%, now you have 20%. That's not how you do it. The next 10% is massive,
Okay, if you have 10% and then another 10%, that's not 20%. It's more, it's what? Okay, is this new math? Is this some kind of math that I'm unfamiliar with? And Violet, you're so right. 10% of zero is still zero. Yeah, I mean, and that's the whole thing, is that he's trying to make zero look as if it is meaningful, because it never was. It still isn't.
Because we have 10%, that's the foundation, that's the seed, that's the platform. Now we have the trust to take it to the next level. Not everybody's going to go graduate.
Not everybody's going to go. And notice how he has lost trust with people. Who has he lost trust with? Oh, that would be the voice, and that would be the chair. That's it. So, you know, he didn't take them along with left behind. Actually, 2 people were left behind. And it really makes me wonder who else will be left behind, especially considering this fake survey that they have going on. And, you know, typically surveys generally have a close date. There's no close date for this thing, is there? It's just kind of like sitting out there for however long.
That level. Mentally, not saying like, I have to unclude things just in case we have average.
Wait, you have to unclue things? What does that mean? That you have to unclue things? What does that even mean? How could anybody have been taking notes from this nonsense and made it sound like it meant something when he talks like this?
Intelligence, okay, would listen later because the intelligent people are here. Okay. Here's the thing. We have increased the value, didn't increase the price. And we decided to make sure that no one will get on the land on the property of ONPASSIVE at any price, that is very clear. And I think you trust that 100%. If you see somebody would register after this day, we divorce, okay? We break up permanently. If you see one registration that happened after the 23rd, 22nd of June, you tell me that, and I will apologize publicly on being unethical or less of transparent company. I guarantee no registration will happen after that day. And might be stubborn or idiot or whatever, but sometimes you gotta be adamant about your.
Okay, no more registration for that. Okay, now ONPASSIVE doesn't exist. So does that mean registration for whatever the new thing is that comes along? Because that's kind of making me think that, you know, can't register for ONPASSIVE because it doesn't exist anymore. But OnFusion has not been introduced, and so people could, you know, register for that, right? You know, once it's introduced.
Words and keep them. That's important. So to maintain that trust. What if somebody come and put, I'm just going to donate $1 trillion, right? That's just not realistic, but let's say $5 billion, okay? So passive. If we allow our.
Okay, $1 trillion isn't realistic, but $5 billion neither is realistic. That's
Ourselves
crazy.
Conceptually to allow it or even open for the discussion, we've lost our morality. We will never do that.
Oh, you lost it a long time
It's not
ago.
the money, it's the principle that is far greater. It's the trust. I want you to trust you are in the perfect position. I'm sure recently the viral story about the dad who bought his daughter a car, like an old automobile. Have you heard that story?
Apparently it's not that
For
viral.
those who don't know it, a dad bought an older car to his daughter and told her, before you drive it, before you use it, on her graduation, okay, that she's ready to start, you know, her career now, okay. He told her, you go down to the used car dealership, try to sell it and see what you get before you start using that. She went down to the dealership and she came back and she said they paid me, or they offered $1,000. Well, one more thing, before you start driving that car, I want you to go down to the pawn shop down the street and ask them how much they would pay you for it. She came back and she said they just only offered me the same car, same day, $100. $1,100. Told her, now go to the collectible cars, maybe Red Hot or Hot Reds, okay, and said, go and see to the car to the collectible club for you. She came back and she said, you're not going to believe this, Dad. They're fighting for it. And I got some that offered $100,000. Same car, same person, different location. It doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. If you are at the right place, you are better valued. You will be valued when you are at the right place. If you are a founder, nobody will value. A loyal founder, nobody will value you as the ONPASSIVE company. Not going to get a better offer than here. You are the same person, but if you try to get an evaluation on your abilities and go anywhere else, you're not going to get that $100,000. Again, this is an analogy and example. You're going to get like the lower two offers or even below. Sadly, if they don't manipulate you and try to take that $100, no matter what value you have, not going to be valued as in this location, ONPASSIVE land. And if you go, get distracted, side distracted, you're going to come back realizing nobody will offer you like this company. We have decided to increase the value and reach unlimited value, but for those loyals, okay, and those Navy members, we will not increase the price. In fact, instead of giving you access to ONPASSIVE, because it's a single sign-on, you are essentially grandfathers to every application we design in the whole world. We gave you the opportunity for $97, you would take a spot. And it will continue. 5 years from now, we create a new technology. I don't even know the name. I don't even know the thought or the idea, but there will be so many future products aside from what we have, what we know, what we're working on, what's behind the scene, what's in front of you here, and the years to come. The founders will always have that opportunity to be grandfathered, positioned in that new technology. Of course, they pay for the application for the IT, no problem, depending on the subscription, all of that. But before anyone gets their hands on it, you would have that massive value. So we're going to clarify it. We're going to put it in different terms. Okay, it used to be the following. Anybody would come to ONPASSIVE, okay, with a platform called under, I'm a horrible human being. Take it back. Anybody would come and follow you ever after on the ONPASSIVE.com platform. Okay, it doesn't mean directly following you, but the founders community. That was one position, one application, one platform. That is not the case today because the value has increased hundreds of folds from the parts you know, the parts you don't know. Because of that, that means you also sustained your character. Because we can all find ways to make a lot of money together collectively. We're going to put it on you. We are giving you that empowerment. It's almost like a permanent privilege. We create a new technology, we create an a whole new platform and add it to the ecosystem. That will not stop. We do believe we'll have multiple products a year. If we are being slow, we'll have a 10, 12 a year, say in the years to come. That means every month we're going to have a new complete product, platform, service that we have from the ground. And again, we don't do average stuff. It will be always unseen, innovative, disruptive, value. Always will be. Some tool applications will be just for fun. We'll throw them, no cost. Why? Because we can. Because we're not here just to suck as much money as we can as a company. If doesn't have an overhead or something minimal, if we're able to do that, it's on us. Use it. We don't have to profit in every move. I'm going to give you an evidence on that. There's something we call it OBLESS. It will touch every corner of planet Earth in terms of positive impact. We don't do it for money. The company will take some overhead to maintain that application. It's a massive platform, and it will continue to grow. So we said ONPASSIVE.com now is going to be OStaff, is going to be OConnect, is going to be OMyLife, is going to be OPeer, is going to be OCounting, is going to be OCreate, OPeer, this. Oh my goodness. You will always being directly in the first database before the public commercial creation we do. It doesn't apply to the physical products. I'm not even talking about that, but for the first time, I'm going to give you some information about the digital products, which is not a part the one we announced roughly 4 years ago. OnPassive.com, $97. You get a position, you're positive, stay with us. We're going to share a lot of information with you, maybe 7, 8, 10 webinars, okay? 60, 90 days, we launch, you got a position, you go, we work, we're going to provide traffic, all done for you. You promote what you want to promote. You add it to the platform, you're done. That was before we even scratch our eyes and wake up. Okay, we became more productive than that, and we said no, we're going to have our own platform in-house, and we're going to add the technologies and the things we've added. It ended up to have our own data center, and everything is AI driven, not one or two things. It just gone to a whole new level, and the altitude is so high that you are going to break your neck if you keep looking up, because that's how, okay, or your ears will pop. I mean, go try it. Just if you within reach, you can go to a 50 floors building or tower. If your ears don't pop, you are made of rubber. You are so powerful, and I want to be like you. Okay? My ears pop like 12 floors or something, so I don't know why. And if you are above 100 floors and you have a building there or property where your office is, okay, that's guaranteed to have your ears pop. That's before we even go to work. I mean by that, like market. So all those additions, you are grandfathered in them. Do we change the $97? Sadly, no. And I mean that in a way that we are judged as a naive business runners. And like merely, it's not just a business concept. We're not here to be the best business, highest margin, all of that. We're here to provide the best value, to make the biggest impact, and be dreams enablers, and make sure that we all get ahead as humanity, as a united force. Make no mistake, no matter what your personal or general goal is, it's possible with OnPassive. And if it's not happening on Passive, okay, chances it's not going to happen anyway. You go try to sell that, but don't sell yourself short. Nobody's going to give you the value that OnPassive will give you. Remember that car, the graduated doctor, you inspiration, perhaps getting the best out of you, reviving those shelved dreams as it did with us. One day we'll get to them. One day, mathematically meanings, is it 0? Is it the 10th of the month? Is it 2023? Is it what? One day equals no day, 0. We don't know that day. It doesn't exist. So we've changed from one day, we'll get to this, to now we have tangible timelines. But whatever we create, technology, AI was not even in the picture. It was automation, not to the level of AI that we're in. Experts are joining us. How many people joined ONPASSIVE today? 7? Friday, tomorrow, so after 30 days, at least 100 in one in India. Some, I don't know, turbulence, like some weather bad, okay? I'm not sure if it's only in Telangana, but in some other states, probably they're having heavy rain for the last 3 days. And so there's some restrictions, schools are closed, all of that, and business as usual. ONPASSIVE, business as usual, whether from home, from the hospital. I spoke with one of the managers at the hospital. He's been hospitalized for 3 days. Where in the hospital? IC, intensive care unit. And he refused not to open a topic, and he wanted to make sure it's passed on. That's the loyal people you have. You cannot win with that type of mentality. They have a saying in, I believe it's probably within that scope. And I might trust you with my life, money, and my wife. Remember, humor takes the sadness away. So always remember to laugh. Okay. So if it's up to that level, when somebody is extremely loyal and they would make sure that the business is running while they're in the intensive care, are you in good hands? Is this money? Is this how much? Give me a second, okay? Somebody's knocking on the door. You heard that? Okay, give me like 23 seconds.
Okay. Wow.
Oh gosh, I always love that when they start reflecting on his genius. Now I do say genius, tongue in cheek, because Louisiana, I am with you. He says such odd things. Do we really think none of his followers notice that? So hard to believe. And I mean, I think that yes, they do. I think they ignore it. And I also think they go back into reading between the lines. That everybody else is talking about how brilliant he is. It's like the emperor's clothes, Everybody else thinks he's so brilliant, or they're saying that he's so brilliant. So then I should also say he's so brilliant. So we all believe he is so very brilliant, even though that has never been the case, is not the case, and will never be the case. That is my guess.
I love that analogy Ash was saying about the Navy SEALs. Trust, loyalty, so true. I'm sure some of you know a Navy SEAL. I know one. It's unbelievable what they do. All good stuff. And the car story was excellent. Too. All these good nuggets we get from Ash on these webinars.
What did you say, Susie? Okay, did I miss anything?
I just said about the Navy SEALs, what a wonderful analogy
Yeah,
that is. I know a Navy SEAL,
I
so
know.
I know. Yeah. So, and also this car story I thought was very insightful. I had
Oh
never
yeah,
heard that. Yeah. Thank you
yeah.
for sharing that.
Oh, of course, yeah. It is, the moral is, if you're not getting what you want in life, you could be in the wrong location at the wrong place. Okay, and with an ONPASSIVE, I have total conviction that you will get the best in life. Totally.
Yeah. Or you're with people who don't value you, like you're with the wrong people. That's how I looked at it
I'm
too.
trying to convey here that I want you to get this concept in our philosophy over the 5, 3, 7, all those side details. Even if you don't understand those, okay, that's okay. But if you get the logic, character, the foundation, how we think, if you know that, then we don't need to tell you the details. You'll be able to make that up, okay, conclude it, piece it up together, because the details will vary, okay? We'll adjust them, and it's essential. If somebody told you, no, I said this 4 years ago, and we are not changing, be a piece of dumb. Like, why? What we know today is 1,000 times ahead of what we knew 4 years ago. And if you don't change, you're like a rock. Change is essential. Got to be dynamic. One of the good characters about a good leader, you got to be like adaptive, like so dynamic and flexible. And something happens, never forget that. 2 months in our back in the school days. Well, degree, 2 months. I believe it was Java for you. No, I'm sorry. Visual Basic, VB. Okay. So a new, it was programming for those. It was programming language. So a new edition came, like a new version of Visual Basic back then came after we were 2 months on a specific book and curriculum, if you wish. We had to go back, we dumped that completely, a few weeks, and that's up to speed. Even if you've invested, you pick up the new technology and all that. So if somebody is like about their old ideas and not going to change their mind, you're in a dangerous position, because things change, and if you don't change, you're going to be behind. So you have to have that flexibility. All right, and don't take it personal. That's okay. Gotta go back, but pick up. And that's why we know we're made of the right stuff. It's far more important than I'm talking about conceptually, and the principles, the philosophy that we endorse is definitely what you want to focus on. Then I'll be able to ask you, would you do this? Would you do that? You would know the answer even without knowing the details. That's more important to you. All right. Okay. So moving forward, so we just cut off the registrations for ONPASSIVE. No one registration will happen. Any activation to any technology, whether it's one, whether it's a bundle, whether it's a package, okay? Previously, we were almost leaning toward making everything in one place, and I apologize, in one package, and you just pay one price. That price is like, we're thinking that, let's say there will be somewhere $200 to $300. Remember those words, okay? And you pay them, you're in, and that's it. Apparently, we can make dumb decisions too, and that was the case. So if that happens, that means it will be harder for some societies to afford that level. That's one thing. Another thing, just think about it. Somebody might not need O staff or O counting or O peer, which is completely for a business, medium, big size. Okay, so it's almost like having a truckload of overwhelming value and technology. You're trying to load it on some average need. Say a few, however you say it in Germany, okay. Volkswagen or wagon?
Sorry,
How do you say the car brand?
BMW.
No,
Wagon.
Volkswagen? Wagon?
Wagen.
What do we know?
Volks-
Wagon. So you get the idea, the little bug, the ladybug. Okay, if you try to put a truckload on that, not gonna work. So instead of forcing that massive value on the little need, and I'm not saying you in size, I'm talking your need. Okay, you might just need a domain name and communication suite. You know, whether it's email, whether it's OPAL, or that would be sufficient. Or you just want the traffic, or you just so it does make sense not to connect everything, because if we cannot afford. Break that down. Let me see if somebody gathered what I'm saying. You can say it. I mean, as blunt as you could be.
Okay, I'll be blunt. So originally the thought was it would be a one package, one price for everyone to get going, and it would include everything. But you said that was we make dumb mistakes sometimes. And looking further, that why do that? Because it may infringe on some people who can't afford that package. And also it will allow those to pick and choose what products they may only need. They won't get the whole suite of products that they may not use. How was that?
Perfect. Also, well, just to clarify, not for you not to say, well, why am I in a dumb company? No, I mean, that was the fun part, okay, or just being funny.
Yeah.
But it's not, it's more, we didn't have the much value that we have now. We didn't have the much information that we know. So now we're more experienced. If only one did $97, that means I want to make sure it doesn't even exceed that, so we can even have larger numbers, okay, to be able to afford. Am I saying it's not going to be $200 to $300? More likely, yes. So I'm breaking it in pieces. Now, if I say it's going to be below $100, something specific, it's going to be circulating, and that is false information. Don't say that. We, up until now, today's date, we have no idea. Not like no idea, I apologize. We don't have exact number, okay? But we're having a discussion to make it even more affordable. That means it could be less than those in the
Right, this is back, but now we lost what I was reading. So, let me go back to that. All right. So that car story, dang, and that's why is that not sharing? Okay. So that car story that Ash was sharing comes from Ty Bennett. I love the lesson this little story teaches. A father said to his daughter, "You graduated with honors. Here is a car I acquired many years ago. It is several years old. But before I give it to you, take it to the used car lot downtown and tell them I want to sell it and see how much they offer you." The daughter went to the used car lot, returned it to her father, and said, "They offered me $1,000 because it looks very worn out." The father said, "Take it to the pawn shop." The daughter went down to the pawn shop, returned to her father, and said, "The pawn shop offered $100 because it is a very old car." The father asked his daughter to go to the car club and show them the car. The daughter took the car to the club, returned, and told her father, "Some people in the club offered $100,000 since it's a Nissan Skyline R34, an iconic car, and sought out after by many." The father said to his daughter, "The right place values you the right way. If you are not valued, do not be angry. It means you are in the wrong place. Those who know your value and those who appreciate you never stay in a place where no one sees your value." So there again, Ash is not original. So that is the point that I wanted to share with you. And this was published by Mr. Bennett before Ash told this little story, like, not the case. So isn't that interesting how, Ash is just never original, but tries to come off as if everything that he says, "Hello, sweet God," everything that he says is, straight from him. He never rips anything off. Not him, not Ash. And now, back to what Ash had to say from 2022. Oh, Paul? And you guys, you can't hear him now? Why does this keep happening? This is really annoying. Hang on.
Fun part, okay, or just being funny.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's more.
Can you hear him now? Can you hear him now? Him if you can't hear him. Yeah.
We didn't have the much value that we have now. We didn't have the much information that we know. So now we're more intelligent, to be realistic. Okay, that's I don't know how we phrased it. Okay, so now because of that, we're able to, based on the customer experience, if only 1.5 million afforded $97, that means I want to make sure it doesn't even exceed that, so we can even have larger numbers. Okay, to be able to afford. Am I saying it's not going to be $200 to $300? More likely, yes. So if we below something specific is information. Don't say that. We, up until now, today's date, we have no idea. Not like the, I apologize. We don't have exact number, okay? But we're having a discussion to make it even more affordable. That means it could be less than those initial estimation. That's a good thing. All right, that's a very good thing. That means we will attract a larger, okay, class or segment from all nations. The other thing is, so that means if I get in this, if I just get the domain name and the communication package, okay, that means, okay, I will fall behind with the other ones if I have sales from my followers. No, I just said your grandfather done everything. So you're gonna have it in pieces. Let me give you an example. Okay, I'm just gonna, but it's only for illustration, whatever example it is. Okay, so this is not the final, but I'm conceptually trying to break it down for you. Okay, so if you are able to afford, okay, only afford O trim. I'm just giving you an example. It might but not even be chargeable, just so I make it crazy. Okay, or I'm gonna use it different. Okay, we're gonna have OBOB, okay, as a product. So don't judge anything, and that is for $50 example. That's all you can afford. Then for Charles is $150. If you bought, you're not Bob, you're not Charles, okay? If you are Julie and you bought OBOB because you could afford OBOB, $50, that means if somebody else buys the commissions, that's what would happen if you're in a company. You would be in the wrong location. So you make the commissions. So that is why we're grandfathering the founders in all digital IT products, not what you pay for position-wise. So the structure is glued, is permanent. 35 years from now, we invent a new technology, you'd be grandfathered at first, so anything happen, even if you don't pay it, you still collect, but you pay and you activate and you have access when you have it. Now, to be clear, we are still in the discussion of the business model. Pricing, because now it's the time, closing. And I foresee that by the time you activate 3 or 4 products, there will be a new product that you never heard of. It's being released. Always have advantage ahead of everyone else to be able to try the product, purchase it, and to benefit from it as a founder before the public market. Back to the only thing that is in your head, no matter what I say from this, okay, from this mouth, you're not going to hear it because people have perceptions and they have anticipation and they want to hear what they want to hear. If they don't hear it, whatever I say is going to be bad. Okay? If I say exactly what's in your head, it will just, you will find a way to tweak it. And I'm not saying every one of you, mostly the people who are not here, okay? Because the people who are making the time and they're live, present right now, all the time zones of the planet, it does mean that you're intelligent, okay? Or above average intelligent. Now, the one thing that you're looking for is, when are we gonna start selling and getting paid, okay? The phase that we were working to pre-build technologies, network, logistics is being wrapped up. Okay, so one thing is we know the founder position and registration, that's check. Okay, one other position is, logistics and legality and having licenses and having registration. Okay, check. We have staff. Okay, like I said, the last 100 days just in Hyderabad, maybe, I'm sorry, so 30 days, almost 100 new members. Very, very sophisticated positions. Okay, now this will continue on until when do we stop recruiting in ONPASSIVE? When do we reach our capacity? Never, never. Okay, as long as we are growing, we find new intelligent people or productive people, they are going to be welcome anytime. All right, so that is ongoing, but we are reaching a point where we can open several products. Like I said, we don't want to repeat last week. Okay, the several products that we mentioned clear. So we are working on a scenario where we open them, package them, business model with that, so that by the time we get positioned with them and iron and fine tune all the little side details that are irrelevant to the public, okay, internally, and be prepared mentally, all right, as founders, because as we go to a higher level now, you got to train that oxygen inhale, tactic, going to higher altitude or ground. By the time we get adjusted within those 60 to 90 days, the following 60 to 90 days will bring up another group and so forth. So this will continue 2-3.
What's so interesting is hearing this is how he's implying that like every 30, 60, there's going to be more this. Now, in retrospect, here we're looking at knowing that never happened. That should be something for people who are still believing in Ash to realize that it never happened then. Why would you think it would happen now, moving forward? Because he was never truthful to begin with. Why do you think he's going to be truthful now? That's something for you guys to ponder, that you should really be considering.
Months down the road, then we will be preparing the next, and it's a good thing, very good thing. You want to look at it. ONET, you don't want to have it with 20 products because it's a whole new concept. You want it to enjoy it. Like, how many of you can eat 5 dishes at the same time? One bite. Or do you enjoy, like me, courses? I hate when they bring the whole meal at once and dump it. Like, come on, we're not sheep. Okay, so
what?
Course it up. Okay, so one course, savor it, enjoy it, you get it. Aha, I'm hungry for the next one. Think like that. Okay, so it's a good thing that you don't get overwhelmed. Not that you need to invent it, but at least to know how to enjoy it, where to find things, how does it flow, how is it connected. For our sanity on our side as a company, as a corporate, the people that they know how to connect one thing at a time. But if we bring up 50 products at once in one day, the drug companies are going to have a big hike in their shares.
What? What do things have to do with this?
So let's course it up, okay? As diligently as possible, in a delicate way, enjoy it, savor it, one bite at a time. By the do it, we already have the second bite for you. It's a good life, all right? And that will continue, life, long. So, but we have enough now to get that train moving.
Except you never did.
When? We are exactly as we speak, we are finalizing some merchants. And I mean by that, the way to pay ONPASSIVE in the future will change. Like from what we've used now in the pre-launch is different. So we're going to be dealing with a new complete financial department. There's going to be inbound and outbound. So when we, just a second, let me.
I think you're muted, Ash.
Yes, yes. As a matter of fact, it's greater than I thought. and there's some things that I've picked up that he hasn't said, but I've just picked up. So it's great webinar.
It's a phenomenon coming. Yeah.
Ash had mentioned that quite some time ago about doling out the products that, you know, keep the public and everyone hungry for more, not to just throw it all out there. So this is excellent. The things
It's the Apple effect.
Yeah. It's marketing, and you add values each time you add on something. So I think it's a phenomenon of what he just said here.
Yeah.
I think if you dumped it all out there at once, we wouldn't be able to digest it. We wouldn't know the value of it because we can't pick it apart and use each one. You'd just be overwhelmed. I'm loving what he's saying.
So when they release the iOS, they have several versions in line, but they're not going to release all of them at once, because then how do you market it, right? So you release some, you get the market coming, cool down, enjoy it, savor it like he says, release the next one, and that's being strategized right now. So we're in a good place. We just have to trust the process.
And I think I love the fact that he brought food into this, because if we were to have a plate of food or many courses, we can't really desire to have more. Right? You got a bite or two on that small plate, and you want some more, and you want some more. So it's the same thing with products. He released 2, and people want more. People want to see more, and he gives more. And just adding values on top of values. I think it's really brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah, because people are going to need to get used to the products. Then they're going to see the simplicity and the familiarity.
It's so great. They never did. There's a lead balloon. But you know, they're thinking, boy, we're really onto something here. And you never were.
So as new ones come out, they're like, they can navigate it so much better. Okay, Ash is back.
Exactly, Susie. So what happened is, and Julie, what happened is, like, if you already bought Bob, right?
Oh, Bob.
That means we have to be smart about the flow and the roll-up of the products, that you would go crazy for OBOB, that you cannot wait for OCHAS, right? And when OCHAS comes up or released, or it is already, it could be done mechanically or development, but strategically in the pipeline, so we can have a better, so those who afforded OBOB, obviously a greater number, and it's a done deal to be able to afford OBOB. That's what I call fair and invited more founders. You're right, but it's too late. Okay, it's too late. So we have some options, but I said, nuclear engineer Muhammad Kamal here, he knows, because he's overseeing that department, will be in Dubai, okay, the financial department. So we have an A and B, okay. Said we're in doors. In plain English. And so if you're here in, because I'm in my house and there is a there, and I prejudged him because we were texting before, I said, I hope they would replace him. Easily. Very sweet guy. But you see, I'm an animal, so don't judge. All right. Sure that the enough personnel and we have the enough application. If they close us down, I'm just being blunt with you, in a month we have plan B. Doesn't last a month, we have plan C. All right. You ever had that before, where challenges as a way to cool down? So we have that thought through,
Yes, you
that
did.
preparing, and we will not even open. We have enough to open, just to be clear. We have enough to open within, like, any time we announce, okay? But we're taking the time to do it diligently, prepare more and more and more, that no matter if 1, 2, 3 crash, no problem. It will get us to where, when we have our own complete, or pay, or coin, or bank, whatever you want to call it, okay? Which is a complete in-house financial system where basically we will own the world, okay? We have the finances, we have the database, data centers if you want, we have technology, you have the IP addresses, you have the domain name, that's it. So let it take a year, okay, no problem. But that day is coming, do it or die, all right? That's the same mentality. So knowing that, so now when we feel comfortable by design, we will start revealing or releasing those products to the market where we'll tell you how to subscribe. You are going to initiative or the drive to pay and have what you could afford, okay? Just explain to you how it will play all together. Even if you don't afford something, it doesn't mean you're going to miss out or you will be skipped. That's not ONPASSIVE. You're in the right place, all right? So we are looking into some days, weeks when we feel confident that we have enough sustainability, enough stamina that we could pull this up until we have our own financial system, which is needed. You cannot start with having your financial system if you don't have the purchase power. Okay, so we have nothing to sell right now except, there's no founder position, except selling over market valued products. We will only go with maximum value products.
Making up that is over market value because you made up what the value was to begin with of all these things that nobody asked for, nobody needed, and that added no value anywhere. But okay, you keep on fooling them that everything's so much better because it was so much worse.
Above market level, disruptive, unseen features and technologies. And that's how we will continue. When do we stop? When we finish all of them? We will never finish. It might be overwhelming because that's what keeps the carrot and the stick. Carrot and stick, okay? Leading the horse, do you want to say the donkey? I don't know, same animal, same breed, but we somehow think the horse is more intelligent than the jackass, okay, the donkey. But they're both dumb, but the same technique, you have to keep that for the market. It's not like you're fool and get to eat that carrot. It's not like I'm waiting for that. No, it's not going to come that day. When is the last product? When is the last? Not going to come. Now, in the remaining time, I'm going to talk for the first time about physical products. So as you may see, the technologies that we created and continue to develop will be impactful. If you tie it up to Academy, to Bless, to Women, and some other products that you don't know, the digital products I'm talking about so far will change the course of several billion human life.
Something they never did.
Billion with a B and aliens. Okay, so it's not 100, it's not 1,000, it's not a million, it's billions. Okay. Okay.
Never happened.
AI and automation and enabling businesses and students and governments and organizations to get better in their performance of any kind, any sector. You follow me? Fantastic. Now, there are physical products and there are humanitarian products, as you gather, okay? And there are the physical products. Initially, I don't know when, but I know it's probably more than a month or two ago, we said we are 6 months away from opening our factory. There's a factory with several products. And again, we went back to square one because we have...
What happened to the factory, guys? founders mentioned this. You know, there was supposed to be a factory. Never happened, like so many things. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining. Hope you're having a good day.
Changed the capacity of the manufacturing, and we have changed the level of the materials and the quality. We went all the way in, and we've added other products and other product line, other production lines, okay? More budget, more work, and that required, instead of one facility, we are talking about a whole compound, what we would call it the ONPASSIVE, okay? And that's in one region only for now. The industry storing, buying materials from different parts of the world, okay? And what we finish, we can also stock it there and in between. So that expanded the plan, okay? And the sticks and all of that. And we're still looking at under a year projection when we can get to manufacturing well over 30 physical products from one place that will be used in any building and any type of building, even if it's a swimming pool,
A swimming pool?
stairs, monument, building, tower, school, any building on the planet. Will we be able to supply to every building, any property, any sort of building? Everything is sold. We will be selling those products till the blueprint was manufactured and was in the demo, okay, manufactured in Belgium, Germany, in regions, and I'm going to mention also Egypt. I'm going to mention some parts in Asia and like Vietnam. And so we've been working all across the globe to gather this level of information, testing materials, product, and all of that. That is one sector, and like for infrastructure and for building, okay, and construction uses. They're initially 30 products. They're quality, not made for the first time, for those who know, not made of chemicals, not harmful. They don't have any oil or petroleum, okay, in the ingredients, disruptive stuff. On streets, roads, bridges, we'll be using everything we make, and the cleanest, the friendliest for the environment. Okay, so is it worth it another 6 months, 7, 13 months? Disruptive products. We don't do just products, all right? If I open a hot dog stand somewhere in Manhattan, it will be most disruptive. No matter what we do at any capacity, it has to be impactful, not just to do it. Okay? Because if you're good at one thing, you're good at everything. The way, whatever, how you do one thing, how you do everything. If you're horrible at something, not guarantee you're going to get better somewhere else. So meaning changing location and changing destination, it doesn't mean you're going to get better. That's why hopping from an application to a platform to a program to not going to fix you, okay? So you get your act together and thinking straight, you will be on the right track, okay? Some people have destination to that company or that school. News for you, buddy. If you're horrible no matter where you go. Changing location is not going to fix you. If you're good, you're going to be good anywhere. That's why I said. In fact, I had a side chat with a hot dog operator, okay, stand in Manhattan. And this person gave me so many details and so much details about this little task. You may think, a hot dog, anybody could put a hot dog on a bun, mustard or ketchup, done, right? Okay, and take $4 or $5, whatever it is. It doesn't take a genius. You think it's that simple. But when they talk about the shifts and they don't have a bathroom there, they don't have a restroom to go to, they tell them to hold it. And sometimes, you know, the next person is delayed and it's like 2, 3 a.m. in the morning and all of that. Man, this is some dirty, hardcore career that I don't know if I will be able to make it there. And if you talk to somebody in technology, everybody sees they're them. So that's, no matter what you do, it's not small. That's your world, but you have to be good at it. All right? Now, that's not the physical products we're talking about will change and reshape the planet. That will help. Okay, that's like the initial stage. Now, the other three products that we talked about, several others, okay, that we've had successful prototype, we've had successful testing, okay, we're just in the process of, okay, patenting them. You're not going to know them. You're not going to have a clue about them until they are completely licensed and registered and all of that. The staff and the different locations don't mean they don't know about this stuff. This is something that you'll be able to shoot me. I'm not going to tell you what they are. Okay? It is that, you know, responsible that we have to protect this. Why? Because those products, inventing them, it's about protecting them now and having the most proper business model for them. What is the market cap for those, okay, products? I have a list still under work, okay? We are recruiting and hiring scientists, you know, doctors, or different areas, okay? Physicians and, yeah, in the bio area, and we're talking about physics, we're talking about mechanics, we're talking about electricity, we're talking about mechanical engineers of all types and experts, okay, inventors. Not a corner on the globe is away from us, okay? Everything is within our reach, And we have a list, but we also have the ability to, so the three products that are done, okay, and I have to be accurate. I'm thinking we also have on this several others, but let's talk about those three. That's nothing to do with the founder position, but I'm just saying, okay, nothing to do with the founder position. But hopefully this will give you the perspective of our way of thinking, of our ideology. That's more important than the performance and the capacity and the timeline and the 3 or the 2 or the 7 or the 4 or when and the date and the time. And those are nothing in our head. We want to focus on the foundation. How you do one thing is how you do everything else. How many people is the market cap for those stuff? Okay, you need to make a note of the following 3, 4 statements. Don't count, okay? But every statement I say, I'm responsible for it. I'm saying it on the record, and I publicly make decisions or no. I'm not asking you to see the I can benefit from telling you that. I'm just sharing. You made it until this point. Number one, the 8 billion people that we have right will be impacted and will use, I mean, infant, 103-year-old will use that. What about the language? What about the location, affordability? The next 8 billion people will not. The next 80 billion people will be using this incredible technology. What are you talking about? Okay, this is something that we've never seen before. Okay, one more thing. Be able to prevent and save our humanity from wars.
Oh, God, stopping wars.
We will be able to create endless amount of jobs. A whole new fresh concept. Not competing. 100 to 300 years later. 2422. What we're about to manufacture, again, invented, what about to be manufactured, okay? Clear English? $2,422. We'll be selling products, enjoying them, and thanking us for doing so. And the world and the life ever after will never be the same. Enough information about those products?
Wow.
Their ability to be safer, they will give us the ability to be more comfortable in any atmosphere, in any circumstances. They will give us more power. They will triple, quadruple, and many times X our power as human beings, only in a positive way. If it's destructive, ONPASSIVE will oppose it. Speaking of uplifting humanity, how much money can we make? There's never been a company who made that much money. Never been a company that made that much money. It's not hundreds. It's not hundreds of billions. It's not trillions. It will go beyond that. In fact, we could dictate how much money we want to make. Why? Because it's crazy good. How good? Stick with me. You're going to go places. All right? Now, knowing me, knowing ONPASSIVE culture, okay? It doesn't mean you're going to share those trillions and gazillions, right? Doesn't mean anything, because that's where you focus on. If there's trust, if there's loyalty, there's transparency and integrity that you've seen so far, it means we will always have the founders in our hearts. Always. At first. All the founders, hell no. %. I'm sorry. Sometimes you have to be naughty because, you know, that visible enemy, we have to be very harsh. So if somebody is thinking to invade, so they will get the memo. All right? No. Not everybody is like founders material. Does it mean like for doing nothing? Okay. Well, at least you have an opportunity to ride on that newer vehicle, another paradigm shift. It's not a paradigm shift. It's a global upside down lift. Hardcore stuff. Yeah, I'm telling you. So because of that, okay, if you like something crazy, bigger, better, more impactful, more human than anything you've seen in your life, now we are headed to that direction. What we will do with the ecosystem and ONPASSIVE technologies and AI already will impact billions. Like I said, billions. How are we going to make it? Pop-up quiz. Do it or die. We're going to make it. All right, so this will continue. And seamlessly manufacturing disruptive products, more cash flow. Without you even knowing, without anyone notice a blink or a sniff. The world is going to wake up to a whole new life because of ONPASSIVE. And there's no way I can talk it before or advertise it. And that would be a new day, of a new planet, of a new life, like a reborn planet with a farm of super unicorns. That's all I have.
Wonderful. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
I think I need sprint after this, Julie.
Is there another word that could describe bigger than a phenomenon? That's the biggest word for me, and I think that's what I have in my head right now. It's a phenomenon. What he's saying here.
Yeah.
Is there another bigger word than the phenomenon? Or am I not using the right word? But it's wow. It's amazing. Wow.
Well, thanks for sharing that, Ash. We appreciate it, and we
You're very
feel
welcome.
the level of trust is increasing, and that was a lot of great stuff today.
And you don't have to share this information out. Like, why? I mean, why?
Yeah.
Somebody's not making the time to be. I don't understand. Like, why do we have to tell them that? If you're here, you got this information. Enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, we did enjoy it.
You might reflect the impact on you, but you don't have to tell the details. This is just for you, from my heart to you.
Well, we appreciate it. Wow.
just feel trusted and just feel valued and feel that you know more than anyone, than any idiot knows. Okay. And
Marty.
that made me laugh. All right.
Oh, that feels good. Well, thank you. Thank you for
Of
your
course.
honesty and transparency. And I think I'm
Can
like
I get
Peter
a
too.
lobster roll?
Yes, I would love. Yeah. Hey, come on. We got to get that going on there, Ash. It's been way too long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on. Come on. We got to
My
make
brain
a
is
plan.
shrinking. We need
Yeah.
brain food.
You need
Yeah.
some good brain food. Yeah.
So true.
Is your wife speaking Portuguese now too?
She can get her way. Spanish, Portuguese, and she Italian. You know.
It throws it all in. And
Just,
yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you. Did you want any questions today, or is this it for you? We want to be mindful.
Can I take a permission? What's the plan? Yeah. I don't want to ignore them. Yeah. Take a breath. Maybe we can hang out a few more minutes before we move on to another task. All right.
So what's your time like with us?
Not going to be another hour, so maybe another 30 minutes. If I'm able to, we can address something. Okay, please don't bring me down to earth. I'm like cloud 9.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
How can you? I mean.
And it's not being humbled. I hope you know this about me. I'm just talking about intelligence-wise. Yeah, it's not the time. I'm not in a state where I want to deal with like silly stuff.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how you maintain this level of everything going on in it's just absolutely tremendous. I mean, no wonder you don't sleep, Ash. No wonder you don't sleep. So do you want to take a quick break, Ash, or do you want?
Yeah, I need to communicate, and you could also refresh, say 3 minutes. I loved when Julie used to give us that 5-minute break, so it was really good.
Why don't we take 5 minutes?
Increases our stamina.
Yeah, little potty break too.
Bye.
Okay.
See you in 5.
See you in 5. Okay. So it's 5:08 everyone Eastern time. We'll be back at 5:13. Okay, I'm getting a call. Hang on.
Hey, Jelly. You know, I had forgotten about how long these things go on. I mean, not really, but it's been a long time since I have sat through one of these things that go on forever and ever and ever. Good one, Mom.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah. Hi, Marty. Hi.
Yeah, we can hear you, Marty.
What do you feel about keeping Ash?
Wait a minute. I'm going to see that again.
Can anyone hear me?
Now that is one hell of a sight. Is it just me? What happened to the chair for Marty? I mean, I'm presuming he's sitting on a chair. But we don't have to worry about it anymore because, hey, Marty's no longer part of any of this. But there he is in all his glory. Sorry.
30 minutes. Have any insight to that, Marty?
Yeah, I wouldn't go more than that. He's probably got other stuff lined up.
Okay.
I agree.
So yeah, Julie,
I know I don't have any questions because how am I going to top what he just said?
Yeah.
Susie, there's a message that comes the other.
Okay. Yeah, everyone. Well, if he comes back and we feel like we do not, if like he said, he does not want any questions that are going to bring him down any level. So if you really feel you have a question that's going to maintain this level or higher, keep your hand up. If not, we can excuse Ash, digest all of this. The notes will be written, and this will be posted in the back office.
Give one to old Ash, give him.
I would say the same thing, just end it, because there's a lot of things that he's giving us here. He coming back, as you know, he never say no. So I would say,
Yeah.
I'm having trouble listening to Chris with that silly hat on, I'll tell you that.
Okay. So if everyone's okay, we have two hands up. We have engineer Mike and Charles. If you're okay, if you put your hands down when Ash comes back, out of respect, we will let him know that we want to end on this high note and give him, you know, the respect and the trust he's given us. I for sure don't have a question to ask.
Yeah,
So,
Susan, I really
yeah.
don't have a question. I have a high level question, but I have the answer to it. So I'm not going to ask it, but I just want to appreciate him as a CEO. Pretty much, that's what I want to do.
Okay.
So just to appreciate him.
And
tell him what I
engineer
like.
Mike.
What excites me the most from today's order?
Okay. And then
Okay, no worries.
yeah, I think Ash was kind of clear about he's ending on a real high. He's coming back in another minute or so. Charles, you just make a statement on behalf of all of us, and we're going to let him go and leave it off that, because I think what he presented today was an enormous amount of information to
Yes,
digest.
it was not really a question. It was just an appreciation. Maybe Mr. Charles can go for all of us.
Yeah,
Then we'll appreciate
okay.
that.
We'll let Charles speak in
Yeah.
appreciation.
Yeah.
And then we're going to shut down. Does that sound good, Marty and
Perfect.
Julie? And
That sounds good. Charles, you got a high bar there, bud.
I know, Marty. I hope I can be up to that task, right?
And who's ever doing the notes, God bless you. Oh, oh my God. Marty, can you tell him we're done?
All right, round of time.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic.
Ash, thank you. We're just.
So what
Charles
happened?
is
You're
gonna-
done? No questions?
No, yeah. Charles is going to just make a statement and we're closing down. Okay.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Okay. Good. We love you.
Actually, I
Ash.
don't. Yeah, but I don't know the reason.
We responded to all the questions while you were away, Ash.
I see. Okay.
But yeah, it was a great webinar full of exciting information. We just want to appreciate you as our CEO, the most transparent and available CEO that I've ever been privileged to work with. And trust me, no amount of money can move me away from this vision, from this major project. And I'm speaking on behalf of all the founders here today on this Zoom. I'm very sure none of us will make it from this experience. And it's only getting better, right? And I was so excited because the founder asked me on Saturday, and the founder asked me this question. So before we were supposed to have one package. Now it sounds as though Ash is talking about multiple packages. What's going to happen to those who cannot afford the bigger package, right?
Because just before we go away from that point, you could have one package, but we're giving you options.
Exactly.
Affordability either. Okay, so
Right.
you could buy everything bundled up, but I don't want to religion or ethnicity. Okay, but just the saying, eat an elephant, right? Okay, nobody eats an elephant. Okay, metaphor. Okay, it's one bite at breaking it small bites that anyone can afford it.
And that is exactly, without listening
comprehend it.
to you, that's what I told them. And I said, the great thing is, with the smallest package, you will be able to get all the benefits that a founder will get. That's what I believe is going to happen. I'm not 100% sure. And today you just nailed it. We as founders are grandfathered, okay? With the smallest package, no matter how many more products, digital products we get in the future. Now that is big. That is so big. I believe a lot of us, those of us here today, we should just go out and celebrate. Thank you once more, Ash. We appreciate you. We love you. We need for you to go get some rest so that we can get all these things digested, what you just told us. We are really on cloud 9. Maybe Mohammed Kamal can just end up by giving us his fire, and then we can go away. How about that?
Okay, thank you, Charles. Mohammed, let's end it with fire. Thank you.
I'm all the time here when you are dealing with our CEO. all the time. You are in big fire, 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 fire!
All right. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Ash.
See you next time, very soon. Thank you so much, Susie, Julie, and all the panelists here. Appreciate you. I'll see you at a new top very soon.
Thank you very much, Ash. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ash. Thank you.
Good night. Ash. Thank you, Mr. Ash. Thanks very much.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Good night.
everybody.
I'm
Thank
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Ash.
you.
Thank you, Ash.
Well done.
God bless you.
Marty.
You did a
Come
great
on,
job.
Marty.
Thank you.
Come on, Marty.
You did a great job.
Hit the button, DeGarmo.
Come on, Marty.
Hit the button, DeGarmo.
Are you ready? Use that size 17, buddy. There you go.
Say it.
Say it. Goodbye, everybody.
Wow. So that was something, wasn't it? It just doesn't get better with age, does it? It just never seems to ever get better. But for some reason, the founders seem to think that it doesn't. I've yet to figure out why. I don't think I'll ever figure it out. And you are so right. Even firefighter got fired. Oh, goodness. He always speaks in code. And that, yeah, right? So no one can understand what he says. That way he can deny it. He can deny anything because no one ever knows what he actually means. You know? Your anger is up. Your anger is up. Huh. I think all of it, you know, it does. For all of us, and I've got to actually kind of find this, is checking out the notes of this webinar. Now that we've, you know, watched it and everything. Which I will read to you. I'm not going to share my screen or anything. I will just read them to you as soon as I can find them. Looking around here. Give me a moment as I seek what I find. You know, I really have got to organize this at some point. And my poor little computer is just about exploding in terms of all of the memory used up. And it is, I am so tired of using external drives because I sit here and in the bed, I have such small space to work from, so I really want to have a computer where I'm not having to jam other things in, so to speak, if that makes any kind of sense to you guys. I mean, I know you guys cannot see my setup or anything. So hang on just a second. Okay. Or do you guys, let me find it. Let's see, it's supposed to be on my desktop. I don't know if I can find it on my damn desktop. I can like find absolutely nothing. Far too many things. Far too many tabs, far too many, oh my gosh, I'm running out of juice on my laptop. Hang on, I thought.